Look, I've got an alocasia head. Greetings, planty people, and welcome back to my jungle. So, as it is officially spooky season, I thought I would share with you my top 5 spooky plants. I have quite a lot of spooky, darker leaved foliage plants anyway, so I thought this is my time to shine. I've narrowed it down to 5, as most of them would have been alocasia because they're all really spooky anyway. Yeah, so I've got 5 and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we're going to start with an obvious one that you might have noticed it's missing out my background. So, Alocasia cuprea or red secret. This guy has been one of my favourites for years because look at those gorgeous metallic, see if I can show you, it's got this sheen to it, and then the new leaves come through a little bit glossier, a little bit lighter coloured, and then they harden up and go a bit darker. But I don't know if you can see, but behind the leaf they're red. Well, I guess it does what it says on the tin because it's called Red Secret for a reason. And I named this one Brea because cuprea. I just thought it was nice. I've been in love with this one for a very long time because it looks like it grows on a different planet. It looks like it's a spooky alien plant. And I'm a big fan of anything spooky anyway. I think this is my second one because the first one I may have overwatered or it was just sickly when I bought it. I think I've narrowed it down now for alocasia care, finally. I've had to learn the hard way how to look after alocasia, like most of us do. But look at its abs. It looks like it's been working out. Drop the routine immediately. I don't really work out though, I'm more of a let's go for a walk and look at the plants kind of person. So the care for this one, they love a nice medium light because in the rainforest they grow on the floor of the rainforest and they get kind of dappled light. The key with this one is don't let it dry out too much. It can handle a little bit, but because its leaves are quite thin, they can be quite picky. I've heard people say that these are one of the easier ones, but not from my experience. So if you want to get one that's not mega easy, but not mega hard and looks a little bit different, get one of these. They're not too expensive, quite easily available as well. I found this just at my local garden centre, and of course I had to grab one. I want this one to grow big, massive, because they look absolutely insane when they mature. Should we do one more alocasia? We'll do another alocasia. This one is an alocasia black stem, and I believe it's a variation on the Zebrina because it's got exactly the same leaves and the new growth does have that kind of zebra-esque pattern. I saw this on Plants for All Seasons in one of my last videos, so I showed you it previously, but I just think it looks so spooky and so cool. I love the pointiness of the leaves and I love the veining on the back of the leaves as well. How cool is that? These are a little bit harder to find, which is why I got it on Plants for All Seasons. I think it was only about £5. So if you see there's some new growth there, so that's super fun, super excited. I haven't had any issues with this one so far. Like I said, I think I've got it okay with the whole alocasia care. Fingers crossed. If you want spooky plants, just get an alocasia. So the next spooky plant is a bit different, and this is Adoshidia imbricata, I believe. And as you can see, it's got the most interesting leaves, especially the more mature ones. Look at these puffballs. So weird. So weird. But the new growth, they're just flat and feel like a peperomia. But I got this a while ago, I think I did show you on here. It came in a snail shell and that was cool, but it was basically just roots and it wasn't happy. So I repotted that, I put my air plant in my snail shell, so that looks cool. Since repotting it, it did have another shoot, but I gave it to my friend Lottie. Hope it grows. But it's just so weird, and I think this is a shingling plant, which is why it's got all these roots. So I am planning on figuring out how to get it to shingle. I have no experience with shingling plants. Drop your tips down below because I need help. It did actually have a little flower on it, which was really sweet. I love when plants flower, especially when it's a really pretty one. But do be aware, peperomia blooms sometimes smell like pants or armpit. So cool, it's like little buttons, little buttons. On to the next one. This is a Philodendron Majesty and it's currently in a little cup, see its little red roots there. I got this as a free prop from when I went to the Plantzbab in Birmingham. This guy at the end was just like, do you want this? And I was like, yeah, of course I do. As you know, I'm a big fan of philodendron and I'm a big fan of dark foliage anyway. So of course I was over the moon. But do be aware, when you chop them up, they bleed like a really sticky sap that's bright red. I've got a stain on my floor over there. It looks a bit suspicious. It's rooted up very easily. It was in moss, but I've upgraded it to some chunky soil because I want this to grow big, because how gorgeous is that colour? It's like a burgundy. More burgundy on the back, but it's got a hint of green, a hint of brown. It's almost quite cool toned as well, and it feels like leather, quite a leathery leaf. Shall I chop up another bit, or should I just let it be? What do you think? What do you think? There are quite a lot of dark foliaged philodendrons anyway. I think I've got the black cardinal somewhere over there. That one's very slow growing, so I hope that's not the case for this one because it's so beautiful. We've got a lovely new leaf coming through as well, so that's exciting. And here we are, the last one. This is my begonia Amphixius. I never know how to pronounce this one. Looks similar to the maculata, the common one, but it's got, right, is it gonna focus? These red spots. And as you know, if it looks like it grows on a different planet, I want it. So I got this from Etsy, just from a random seller. It was a bit smaller and it almost died because this plant craves the humidity, it craves the wet. So I've had it in a bag for a while and been gradually acclimating it, and it seems to be okay. It currently lives under my grow light because I'm scared to move it. It's so cool, and I think it did bloom last year, these little white and yellow flowers, so that's pretty. I'm a big fan of begonia, always been a big fan. It's just gorgeous. So if you can get your hands on one of these, and if your setup is humid enough for it, I'd say go for it. But she's rather wobbly. Might need to get a steak for her, unless she's a vegetarian. So yes, I think that concludes my top 5 spooky plants. Let me know what your favourite spooky plants are. I would love to know, so I can add them to my wish list. I will leave all my social medias down below. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely spooky season. Bye bye.